Good morning, geometry. Today we get to look at section 19-2, where we're going to look at surface area. And the surface area we're going to look at today are prisms and cylinders. And what I'm going to do today is present two different ways. I'll show you what they do in the book. And another way of doing this is it's just logical sense, is finding each surface of some type of geometric shape and add up together those areas. Okay, so that's pretty much what we're dealing with here today, is surface area. So let's start off. Okay, first, how can you find the surface area of a prism or cylinder? And once again, the surface area is nothing more than the total area of all the faces and curved surfaces. Sometimes it could be circles, sometimes it could be spheres, again, stuff like that. We'll worry about that as the time moves on, of any three-dimensional figure. And what they're going to do here is they're going to talk about the lateral area of a prism being the sum of the areas of the lateral faces. Now, like I said, we can do these type of surface areas two different ways. I'll show you the book way, but there's just another way of doing it. It may be, I don't know if it's going to be a little bit quicker, but just, it'll make logical sense. So if you look at this geometric shape they have right here, and if we want to find the surface area of this geometric shape, what we would do is, if we want to do it one way, is we look at it here at this figure. We have 1, 2, 3, and the top and the bottom. We have 5 surfaces of this particular shape. 5 surfaces. So what we could do in this situation is find the area of this surface, which is, if you look at it closely, it's a triangle. So the area of a surface of a triangle is 1/2 times its base times its height. Okay, so we got this surface, which is the top surface, and the bottom surface. We can find those two areas, and that will give you the surface area, the area for these two sides. Then if you look at the other 3 sides, the other 3 sides are, in the three-dimensional look, are rectangular. So again, in this case, we have 3 rectangular sides. So we know the area of a rectangle is length times width. And since we have 3 of them, it'll be 3 times length times width. So you can figure out the surface area on this example by just adding the area of the top, the area of the bottom, plus the area of the 3 sides. That's one way of doing it. Okay. Now what the book is going to do in this part is taking this geometric shape, putting it into a net. In other words, they're opening it up, identifying, in this case, here is the height. They indicate the 3 rectangular sides, and then opening up the triangles of the geometric shape, and they're using this for this beginning part. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to go through this again, and you can go and try whatever you want. In the net, the type of figure is formed by the lateral faces of the prism. So lateral, this is an example of lateral. Okay, in this case, this has 3 faces that are rectangles. And we know, based upon the diagram here, they're letting us know that they can write an expression for the length of the base of the rectangles. We have A, we have B, and we have C. And then the base of each rectangle is going to be the same, which is going to be the height. And here, what they're doing in this case is tying into the definition of area of a rectangle. Length times width. So again, they took the summation of the 3 sides lengths and multiplied it times the h. And they use the letter L, which means the lateral surface area. Okay. Then the next thing they do is write a formula for the lateral area in terms of P, which is perimeter, and we see the lateral equals the perimeter times the height. And once again, the perimeter, it deals with the three lengths of your rectangle. All right, so now the next thing they do in the next part is they went ahead and let B be the area of the base of the prism. So again, if you take this capital S means surface area. Again, if you take the lateral surface area and in this case the two triangles, this will give us the formula for finding, in this case, a rectangle, or in this case, a triangular prism. Okay. And like I said, we could have done this the other way. I'm just going to try to focus on what they have here in the book. Down again, here is the directions or the formulas to find the area of a prism. Okay, let's go to page 993. Again, I want to focus on, you have letter A. Again, we're going to focus on letter B. Like I said, I'm going to do it the way the book does it. You're more than welcome to do another way. It does not matter. You're still going to get the same answer. Okay, so here is all the work on that. Again, I'll let you copy that down. You can stop your video and copy this information down. All right, once again, if you come back and if you look at it, we could have done the surface area of this problem right here. If you look at it, we have this side right here. Its area is 24. Excuse me, I got to pay attention to what I'm doing here. Here is this front side of this object. It's 20 by 26. We can find the area of this side. Then we can find the back side. It's 24 times the height of 20. Like I'm saying, you could have done this way too. Okay, it does not matter. This back side, we got 10 inches by 20 inches. We can figure out the surface area of that. Then we have these two triangles. So again, you can find the surface area. Okay, this is not a difficult section. It's just a matter of, do you want to do surface area of a prism this way, or if you want to go and pick it apart by looking at the area of each side and adding them up. It's purely up to you. Me, I would have done the area of each side and added them up. All right, now the next one is, in this case, a cylinder. It's like a soda can. Again, you could have done this the same way I showed you a moment ago. Again, they went and treated this as a net. They split this can. Here is, in this case, the 2 pi r is, in this case, the circumference of the circle, and the height. You can figure out this area by doing 2 pi r times h. And then the area of these two ends, which are circles, is pi r squared. And then since there's two of them, it'll be 2. All right. Again, letter example 2a. They did it by the formula that it did on page 994. Again, you could have done the same thing the shorter way if you like. I don't want to call it the shorter way, but just another way of doing it. Here is finding the surface area of, in this case, it looks like a hockey puck. Here's the work for that. Again, you could have easily done by taking the can, the whole circumference of the can, times 2 pi times 2 inches to get the surface area of the sides of the can or the side of the puck. And then we have two circles. Once again, remember, they're showing you the diameter, and you could have used a radius. I feel like I'm rushing. I probably am, because you're probably saying, yeah, I understand this. You don't need to go on, Mr. Cornish. Now, the next one, explain 3, is finding the surface area of a composite figure. Again, here we have a rectangular prism, and we're also having here a cylinder cut out of that. We can figure out the surface area of this by taking the whole surface area of this rectangular prism and subtracting that from the surface area of the cylinder. These are going to be a little bit more work involved, but you guys can handle it. Here is another example of a rectangular prism with a cylinder sitting on top, and we want to find the total surface area of this composite. The only thing that we got to do here is that area in here is not part of the surface area, so you'll have to subtract this area from the whole composite to be able to figure it out. That's what they did down below here, okay? All right, again, this is something for you guys to hang on to. This is dealing with the surface area of prisms or cylinders. Once again, it's not that difficult. You are more than welcome to use those formulas, or you can go and figure out the area of each side of a geometric shape and add them up. Also, sometimes you may have to subtract a particular side to deal with the surface area. All right, guys, this is a relatively quick section. Take your time, think them through. You guys can handle it. All right, catch you later.